Boosting India with maritime domain awareness, The Hindu. The legendary military theorist, Sun Tzu, is once said to have observed that the critical element in battle was foreknowledge, but that it could not be elicited from spirits, nor from gods, nor by analogy with past events, nor from calculations. As the great Chinese general saw it, foreknowledge could only be gathered with specialized tools and by men who knew the enemy well. A prior reading of the adversary and the theater of battle, the master tactician asserted, could decisively shift the balance of fortune in war. Nature of the enemy at sea. In the modern maritime arena, war is a more complex proposition than in the days of Sun Tzu, but foreknowledge is still critical. Today, the enemy at sea is often unrecognizable: a terrorist, a pirate, a criminal or a sea robber, an invisible presence that lurks behind regular actors such as fishermen and port workers. Law enforcement agencies today need to be a lot more vigilant, highly reliant on high-grade sensors and communication networks that observe and track suspicious movements, sharing information in real time. Practitioners describe this state of enhanced consciousness as maritime domain awareness. Comment. Of late, the Indian Navy has been on a drive to improve domain awareness in the Indian Ocean. The Navy is seeking to expand India's surveillance footprint by setting up radar stations in the Maldives, Myanmar and Bangladesh. Mauritius, the Seychelles and Sri Lanka have already integrated into the wider coastal radar chain network. The Indian Navy's efforts seem focused primarily on monitoring Chinese activity in the eastern Indian Ocean, particularly in the seas around the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Since June 2020, when the Indian Army and the People's Liberation Army clashed in Galwan in northern Ladakh, Indian maritime planners have been wary of the possibility of a greater Chinese presence in the eastern littorals. In recent months, India's P-8I aircraft have scoured the near seas for People's Liberation Army Navy plan submarines, and Indian naval ships have patrolled the Andaman Seas and eastern choke points to deter any maritime adventurism by Beijing. Neighborhood synergies. But maritime domain awareness is also generating cooperative synergies in the neighborhood. There are reports that 7 Indian Ocean countries, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, the Maldives, Mauritius and the Seychelles, will soon post liaison offices at the Indian Navy's Information Fusion Center Indian Ocean region in Gurugram. France already has an officer at the IFC, and 4 other Indo-Pacific navies, Australia, Japan, the UK and the US, have also agreed to position offices at the center, fast emerging as the most prominent information hub in the eastern Indian Ocean. Comment. New Delhi is also upping its engagement in the western Indian Ocean by positioning a liaison officer at the Regional Maritime Information Fusion Center, RMIFC, in Madagascar. Established under the auspices of the Indian Ocean Commission that India joined recently as an observer, the RMIFC is a key center of maritime information in the western Indian Ocean. India has also posted an officer at the European Maritime Awareness in the Strait of Hormuz (EMASOH) in Abu Dhabi to assist in the monitoring of maritime activity in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. The French connection. Delhi's moves in the western and southwestern littorals have been facilitated by France, a key Indian Ocean power and a critical partner for India in the region. Having signed a logistics agreement with New Delhi in 2019, Paris is keen for a stronger partnership in the maritime commons. France has been instrumental in securing observer status for India at the Indian Ocean Commission, and is pushing for greater Indian participation in security initiatives in the Western Indian Ocean. From an operational perspective, however, the Indian Navy's priority remains South Asia, where the naval leadership remains focused on underwater domain awareness in the Eastern Indian Ocean. Also read: China Watch. There is concern among maritime watchers that the plan may be poised to develop a generation of quieter submarines that would be hard to detect in the near seas. 3 years after the Chinese staged a breakthrough in submarine propulsion by successful testing shaftless rim-driven pump jets, analysts fear that the next generation of planned nuclear submarines could be stealthier than ever, capable of beating adversary surveillance. The recent discovery of a Chinese unmanned underwater vehicle close to a southern Indonesian island suggests that China may already be mapping the undersea terrain in the approaches to the Indian Ocean region, with a view to advanced submarine operations. Not surprisingly, India has moved to expand its underwater detection capabilities in the eastern choke points. In a bid to enhance surveillance over sensitive sea spaces, the Indian Navy has inducted 2 Sea Guardian drones on lease from the United States. With 9 operational P-8I aircraft, the Navy's coverage of the Bay of Bengal littoral is already considerable. With 9 more aircraft planned to be inducted, 3 under an ongoing contract from the US and 6 as part of a deal being negotiated with Washington, the surveillance footprint is set to further grow. Speculation abounds that New Delhi might also partner Japan in installing an array of undersea sensors near the Andaman Islands to help detect Chinese submarines. The real test. India's initiatives in the maritime domain are motivated by more than just strategic considerations. Indian decision-makers recognize the need for cooperative tools to fight transnational crime in the littorals. White shipping agreements with 21 countries in the Indian Ocean have enabled a comprehensive picture of maritime traffic, even as efforts are underway to help smaller island states build capacity to combat regional threats. India's military satellite GSAT-7A may soon facilitate a real-time sharing of maritime information with partners. These endeavors, naval officers say, are a manifestation of security and growth for all in the region. Sagar, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's philosophical mantra that advances the idea of India as a security provider and preferred partner in the Indo-Pacific region. Comment: Indian initiatives, however, are yet to bring about an alignment of objectives and strategies of regional littoral states. While cooperative information sharing allows for a joint evaluation of threats, countries do not always share vital information timelessly. To bring real change, India must ensure seamless information flow, generating operational synergy with partners, and aim to expand collaborative endeavors in shared spaces. That would be the real test of the maritime domain awareness game-changing potential. Hijit Singh is a retired naval officer and senior fellow at the Observer Research Foundation in New Delhi.